How we doing tonight? Or, in the case of some of you, this morning. Yep. Welcome in, Mad Dog, Down Under, Howie, Tom. How y'all doing? Down Under, it is a bit. It's going to be a bit hot in here. That'll make sense a bit later. Sitting here, gonna wait for people to come on in here. In some, start off our stream like we normally do. We got our Mountain Dew. We're going original here today. How you doing, Caleb? Welcome on in. So let's get our Mountain Dew open, and I'm gonna drink this while I can, because I don't think I'm gonna be able to drink this all stream today. In other news, I sat here and have been working on the new studio today, or some parts of it. We have a air conditioner now for the new studio, so I can actually use it in Florida, because you can't work in a garage in Florida without it being cooled. It gets way too hot here. I think, let's see here. We were 85 degrees Fahrenheit today, which about 30 degrees Celsius today out in Florida. Gergman, how you doing? Hey, if you're in and out, that's, as long as you're getting enjoyment out of it, that's what matters. Let's see here. Caleb, you did your first CAD to print just a moment ago. Way to go. As long as you learn something, I feel a day can't be wasted. But yeah, so I got myself a air conditioning for the new studio. So that way we can actually survive in there. So hopefully soon we will be in the new studio, and as some of you guys have mentioned, we can get rid of the wood paneling.
We're not getting rid of it. It's staying.
Caleb, so heck yeah. Lego is awesome. So Lego plus CAD plus 3D printing. I think you just hit the trifecta. Only thing I think that can prove it is if it was Mountain Dew colors. But I'm a little bit biased there. Yep, we are getting some pretty good process on here. We sat here last stream. We got our neck extruder built and attached to the gantry. Our wiring taken back to the backpack. Bowden tube in. That took pretty much the entire stream. That is a decently involved extruder, but from what I've seen from the print quality and everything, it's going to be pretty nice. So today's stream, it says it's going to be bodywork and electronics. So if I went through this properly and everything correctly, we're going to be finishing off like the top covers and all that, the front little metal housings, and then we're going to head back to the backpack and make sure everything is plugged in properly, tighten everything, like zip tied together, and making sure that is all good. But with that, I do have a surprise for us a bit later in the stream. I'm waiting to see if someone comes in here to start that. But while we're waiting for that, let's go ahead and get started on the build. Down Under, you're doing a platform 9 3/4. I'm actually kind of jealous. I'm a huge Lego Star Wars person, but the Lego Harry Potter kits, especially like the trains, are amazing. The trains and the castles. All right, so what we're going to need for this is let's see here, two different Allen keys, the Torx keys. It says our needle nose pliers, and if you have them, your handy flush cutters. Whether you got them from an old Creality like I did, or you went out and bought, you know, a really good, nice set, they are very handy to have. So what we're going to look for is we're going to go into Metal Parts Box 1, which is down here. And we're going to grab our pieces. So this one is this one with these cutouts. Big hole cutout and two small big rectangular cutout and two small holes. That is our left profile. And by process of elimination, I'm going to guess, but confirm, that yes, the one with the rectangle and a single hole is the right profile. Gonna move our keyboard out of the way here for a bit. Then we need some M3x4R T screws. I really should organize these screws a bit better. That's M3x4R. M3x8RT. M3x4RT. Here we are. I'm going to take the ones that are already out of the packaging. Yep, that's a Torx. That's a Torx. That is not a Torx. Okay, so excuse me. Okay. We're going to get the right profile, which is the one with only one hole. And that is going to come on here. And then what they're saying is align the profile so the calibration screw opening and the smaller bolt opening line up with the thread. Well, we're having the squares, the rectangles on the front, and then the tabs at the top. And I am seeing a hole in there that's lined up. And there's our tensioning screw. Yep, that's the other thing it wants us to make sure of. So we're going to put two Torx screws in here. Welcome in, John Doe. Thanks for stopping on in. We should be having a guest come on, not on stream, but in chat at some point today, and then we will have a special thing for us to do. Acid Fly, how you doing? Welcome on in. Yep, so just kind of getting these screws in here. I will say having stamped metal versus extrusions does make lining things up a bit easier. Okay, so then it wants us to fit two more screws down at the bottom. Let me grab out two more of these Torx. Okay. Question is we're going to loosen up the top ones a bit. All right. Hey, Pex Peppers, how you doing? You are just in time. We just got started, so this is actually kind of a nice little stopping point to do. So, you know, to go through a little background here, I was talking to some community members, and there was a recent event that went on that involved some hot sauce, and a brand was not mentioned of that hot sauce. And, you know, there have been some that brand has been quite active in our community. And so I wanted to sit here and give credit where credit's due, because they make hot sauce, but they're also very active in our 3D printing community. And they make some really good hot sauce. So I was sitting here talking with a few people and was just about to sit here and purchase it myself when our other fellow community member here, Howie DeWitt, sat here and just told me, hey, it's on the way. So the other day, what arrived in my mailbox is some Pex Pepper hot sauce. Now, I will say, I do not know if this is showing up on camera, but to show you how, you know, even with his hot sauce, he's using 3D printing. The little spacers here to make sure that these hot sauce bottles do not move are 3D printed. And I can say it holds them in very well. So, you know, it's a nice fit. You can see, even holding them out, it's holding on. So they are very well printed, and I can definitely say, with how the shipping people are in my area, if this thing protects glass while it's being shipped here, this is some very good packaging. So Pex Peppers, this is amazing. And the flavors we got Orbital Orange. You know, orange is kind of a theme so far here. You know, first we had our 2.4, which was orange and black, named Ubuntu. And then we have Prusa, which is orange and black. So we have that. So Orbital Orange. But this is not the one we're going to be doing today. The next one we got is their Taco Fuego Chipotle and Garlic. This is one I am looking forward to trying, but this is not making the food challenge today. The one that's making the food challenge today is To the Moon. It's their SB7J and Chipotle hot sauce. It's apparently very hot. And, you know, I sat here and reached out to Pex and told him I was doing this. He did not supply any of this hot sauce. You know, I am getting nothing in return. This is me being me. But when I reached out to him and told him that we were doing this, while we are streaming, and only while we are streaming, you can use code PENGUIN at pexpeppers.com. and that will get you 10% off. So what I'm going to do here real quick, I am going to pin in chat. We're going to see, because this is actually going to be our first pinned post. I do not know if that link works, but there is his website. So, but if you go to pexpeppers.com while we're streaming and order some hot sauce and use code PENGUIN, you can get 10% off. But so what I'm going to do is each of the little chapters that we go through, not the sub chapters, but the chapters we go through while we are building this printer, I'm going to be eating some of the hot sauce. I've got some tortillas here just to give a nice hot sauce delivery system. So we are going to load up the tortilla and probably torture myself throughout this stream, but that's why I wanted to drink the Mountain Dew while I could, because Mountain Dew plus hot sauce, if you're burning, carbonation and burning do not mix. So
I told him he's not allowed to use milk or ice cream or anything, but we'll see if he sticks to that.
I do have a half gallon of milk here, just in case. Because, you know, if it does get to be very hot for me, the last thing I want is the stream to end because I can't keep talking to you.
I told him it'll pass eventually. He can deal with it.
Let's see here. So, let's go ahead and crack this open. Oh, when you get a pop, I can say it smells delicious. Let's see here. I think I saw Icon take a shot of hot sauce for every layer put down of a Benji. I don't think I'd have a bottle left after that. But we're going to sit here. Actually, give it a good shake here to make sure it's all mixed up.
If that's as hot as I'm told it is, I fear for you.
I'm going to fear for me too.
Why are you rolling it that way? It's only going to be in the middle of our tortilla now. Well, it's too late now. You can't unroll it.
Oh, I can, but I'm just using that to spread it out. And it's actually spread out all the way to the edges.
I don't know.
So you can see we're pretty much spread out. We should be able to get a hot sauce in every bite here. This is going to get messy, but we've already finished one of those little chapters, so
Grab a paper towel, just in case. It's easier to do now than after. Give it a second. Another second, almost there. There it is.
the flavor is amazing.
Don't you dare reach down for that milk. You can do it.
Oh boy, that is a lingering heat though. Oh,
That's how you know it's good.
oh yeah. I can feel it in my gums. But the heat comes after you get the flavor. But yeah, Caleb, no, this is to the moon. Oh yeah.
Nah, no medic for him. He gets to suffer. I think you'd be happy with this, Caleb.
Caleb, yeah. You know, like I'm someone that I sit here and eat ghost pepper hot sauce all the time. Even I'm finding a bit of heat on this. And it lingers. It is a heat that lingers. Ooh. Okay. Let's sit here and do the thing, and we're going to get back to the build. Because remember, for every one of these big chapters, which I'm about to finish another one.
Oh, I taste it. He just hasn't offered it yet.
James, would you like to come have some of this?
I mean, you can hand it to me.
Give me a second here. Let me get this screw in, or attempt to. There we go. These little corners definitely go tight together. James, do you want pure hot sauce, or do you want tortilla to go with it as well?
Just give me the bottle.
All right, James is gonna take a shot. Apparently, you've got to keep your mic on while you're doing this. But give me a second, mute me real quick. I got a cough.
That'll be all right.
Yeah, we're gonna be fine. No, that one was just my body saying, "What are you doing to me?" as it filled my throat up with protective substances.
That
Okay.
is a good hot sauce.
It is very good. So the flavor is,
That
like
would
I
be
said,
perfect on some eggs and toast.
I'd like it in chili, but I know you don't like beans. Yeah. But yeah, no, this... Pax, you did an amazing job on this flavor. Okay, well, we just screwed that in, which means...
I took a whole cap. And while I am alive, I don't know how much longer I will be.
It's gotta eat, but I get bite number 2. That amazing flavor. You're sitting here eating at first, it creeps on you because you're just like, oh, okay. Oh, what? Oh, there's the heat. Oh. Okay. So apparently we're going to do the same thing again.
I swear.
I do apologize for headphone users as I cough.
I don't apologize. Not one bit.
You know, I usually have a red face. I have a feeling I'm going to be even more red today.
I got some underneath my tongue too, so it's just sitting there now.
Oh. The undertongue hot sauce.
I think Icon's got it correct over there.
Icon, yeah. Are you kidding, Icon? I'm worried about sitting here getting hot in this studio and sitting here and just wiping my eye and getting in it right now.
Excuse you.
There is no excuse for me. You've met me.
I need to fix this camera, but I need a minute. I know the banner's blocking his face. I should give me a second.
Yeah, James is working on behind the scenes stuff for you guys. Oh boy. I can also say, if if your nose is stopped up. This is definitely a way to clear it.
There we go. Back up. That's all right for now.
Okay. So we have our next ones done, which means I get another bite of tortilla with this amazing, very hot sauce. How you doing, RJ? What's up? There are 42 steps in this chapter before I sit here and get to the gummy bears. Oh, I'm going to be going through a lot of hot sauce here. And I'm going to do something that I'm probably going to regret.
See, everyone says that's terrible, but I have had good luck having soda after.
Oh. Caleb, that is too low for bottles of hot sauce. You know what? While we're waiting on this, James, I'm going to hand this over to you. I don't get that one today, but you can tell me tell the audience how that Chipotle garlic is, because James is from New England, and garlic is a food group. Oh. Okay. So I need to find... Haha! James is gonna hate me for what I'm about to do.
We just went into this place.
Told you he was gonna hate me for that.
Oh, I can't believe you missed it, Havoc.
Oh, Havoc?
It'll be back.
Yeah. In about 3 clicks, you're gonna sit here and see what you missed. But we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 pieces. The 4th one is different. It has 2 screw holes in it. So they're making sure that you know to keep that separate. All the rest stay together. And hey, I'm going to be able to get rid of a big box today. That makes me happy. I get good food, and I get to get rid of a big box, and I got an AC for the studio. Today's a good day. Okay, so what we're gonna need some more M3x4 RTs, so we already have those. And then we need some M3x4s. Do I have those out already?
That is phenomenal.
Oh. James, are we ordering tacos after stream today?
You know, I didn't think I was going to be hungry, but now I am.
I kind of want to put that Chipotle sauce on tacos now.
Depends on how early we get done. Maybe we'll make our own.
Well, I mean, that good taco place is closed today, so. Yes, we actually have our places, and we call some of them like the good taco place and things like that. All right, so where are my M3x4s? M3x4R. Nope, we need... hold up, I'm going to make this bigger. Okay, so these are the socket head M3x4s. M3x8. M3x10. M3x25. Come on. I actually kind of want to eat the next bite, but I can't. I've made a promise I'm not going to do it until I get to the next part, but I can't get to the next part until I find these screws. Okay, was it supposed to be in here? It was not supposed to be in that bag. Okay. I have a feeling, I think I know why I couldn't find these, because I think they're actually listed as M3x4BT. Let's check the comments here. Okay, it says the M4x3, it is in the hexa. So yes, I have a feeling it's either the M3x4R black screws or the M3x4 BT. Okay. M3x4R black has nothing in it.
Havoc? You hate Discord just today? It should be an everyday thing, honestly. But this taco Fuego sauce is phenomenal.
Okay, so I found the M3x4 BT. I'm gonna move that down there. Okay. I found M3x4R black. But that has nothing in it. I am hoping that I didn't put those in the wrong place somewhere. Let's see here. Havoc, you're having... Yeah. Discord's been a bit weird today. Okay, well, this would have been the M3x4 black. I can't find these M3x4 socket heads. That's our power. Okay. That's all small parts. That is not what we need. That's M2x8. M3x25. M3x6. M3x4 BT. But those are flush head torques. M3x4R. M3x4T set screws. M3x10. Those are our square nuts. M2.5. That is our very long set screw. Let's see here. Havoc, I do need some Gerari drawers or something like that to organize all this. That would be nice. Cody, how you doing? Welcome on in. I'm honestly not seeing any of these black socket heads at all.
You're not kidding. You definitely need something to organize this. I mean, look at this desk. Look how much of a mess this is.
Yes, I am driving James nuts. That's the buddy camera sticker. All right. That is the empty extruder bag. I'm just making sure that the bag didn't fall down between streams. Yes, Caleb, tight nuts are not good. You might want to go see a doctor. All right, that's more garbage. This is one of the reasons I cannot wait to get to the new studio, because having extra room to be able to put things is going to be so nice.
I just want everyone to keep in mind, this is not the fault of the paneling. The paneling can still come with us. This is purely what we call a skill issue.
You're a skill issue.
Correct. Any more observations you have?
It's hot in here.
All the paneling. It's all coming with us. Even the paneling that you can't see off camera. I'm bringing it all.
I'm actually okay, that's an LDO box. I think I may actually be going crazy here.
Have you tried looking at the comments?
I did. They're actually up on the screen. And they were saying they were in fasteners 2 of 3. But honestly, all my fastener bags are empty except for this one, and that's 1 of 3.
I also see that someone said their M3x4 screws only had 3 in it.
Yep.
They substituted M3x4 RT.
Yep, and I might just do that to keep this build going. Aha! I found the bag that was hidden. We have located the bag.
I found it for him. You're welcome.
And the rivets. And what this means now is it's time for more hot sauce. Havoc, I will not go Nelly on you. I will keep my clothes on. Okay. Gonna put some more of this hot sauce in here.
So, which is more torturous? This or the beans?
I'd say this is more, just because the beans every so often I got something nice out of it. You know?
So this is still good.
Oh, it's still delicious. So I get the deliciousness right out of the get-go.
From every bite instead of just some bites.
And this lingers, but yeah, this is, the flavor-wise, I think this is more delicious than the beans. And that's saying something because James knows how much I love my sweets. All right. So Havoc, you were asking earlier, what did you miss? Hot sauce, tortilla. Oh boy.
Where's the hot sauce, Chuck?
So for those that weren't here at the beginning, the hot sauce is from Pex Peppers. It was not supplied by them. Howie DeWitt, one of our community members, sent this stuff to me as I was trying to order it myself. But Pex Peppers is graciously allowing it so that way, if you go to pexpeppers.com during this stream, and only during this stream, and use code Penguin, you can get 10% off your order. Including bundles. So, you know, Pex Peppers is part of our, you know, not only does he own a business making hot sauce, he is a 3D printer himself. In fact, he uses it in his packing material. This is actually, oh, hold up. Down the wrong tube. Oh. Oh, okay. This is actually 3D printed. This is what was keeping the bottles from smashing up against each other and centered in the packaging. So he's taking 3D printing and using it in his own business. So, you know, let's go and give the guy a, you know, some support. Let's support the fellow community. John, it's still just as good. It was just one of those things. I was not expecting that. But no, Tom, it's not a heart attack. It was just not expected. Okay, so what they're telling me to do, let's see here. It's printed on a 1mm nozzle with a 0.5 layer height and a 1.25 thickness. I can say it has just the right amount of flex that, you know, for shipping, you can see it can kind of take some of those impacts, but it's actually very solid. James, can we actually get the overhead? Yep. So you can see now. You can see you get a little bit of flex as it's going to absorb some shock, but it is actually quite solid where it counts around these openings. And I can say I've never seen anything printed on a 1mm nozzle PEX, but this looks amazing. All right, let me sit back down. So if I start coughing again, I don't fall and hit my head or something. Okay, so this time we're going to take this and this little notch with the screen orientation should be on the left-hand side facing away from you. And then with this, we want the notch on the right-hand side all the way at the top, it says. So once we do that, it's saying to overlap them to make sure that the notch is on the underside. Let's see here. So ABS. Heck, I haven't even, well, I can't say that. That's the only ABS thing I've printed so far. So this is actually, I can definitely say like right here around the top, that is quite strong. LPX, how you doing? Yep, Havoc, you got the Holopickle. Tom, I did not think of that. Yeah, it would actually probably work very good to sit here and hold them upside, something to hold them upside down in the fridge. Okay, so the red thing is giving us a warning. The flange on the front plate must be below the other one. Okay. And it's saying align both holes and use one of those screws that we had one heck of a time finding. Three 4-rod tridents and a P2S. Pex, I salute you. I've had my share with the 2.4, and now with this, it is fun to build, but they are definitely time consuming to build. So the fact that you have 3 of them, that is amazing. Okay, we have our 2.5 millimeter, and we are going to grab this, feed our screw through, my kingdom for another set of hands. Okay, so I'm just screwing this in, and success! We have that screwed in. And then it's saying, using that same process, take the other 2 sides and make the other corner.
I
Okay.
can't say enough how much that desk is stressing me out right now.
How much
messy
what?
it is. How messy your desk is stressing me out.
Well, I will sit here and clean it after stream. How about that?
How about right now?
But if I start cleaning it now, I don't get to the next chapter, which means these guys don't get to see me eat more hot sauce.
Okay, no, let's go.
All right, so we have our second piece. Let's see your icon. Okay, you want to go liquid cooling? You go like Lightning McQueen. VZBot next. Nice. Okay, so, well, we've hit the end of another chapter. So it's time for another bite. Love that flavor. Here it comes.
Make sure you rub it under the tongue, get it all the way around.
Oh. Pex, I have to say thank you for clearing my sinuses with all these pressure changes that they've been having. They've been clogged for a while, so it's definitely helping with that.
After this. You're gonna want tacos after this. I love the food you're eating right now.
Oh no. It's always good. It's always time for tacos. John Doe, it's not my stomach I'm worried about after stream. Oh, we're gonna go back. So, oh great, this thing's gonna, I get to sit here and put 2 screws in, and then we're gonna have another bite. All right. So let's grab our 2 screws.
While I do love the pain, at this rate, we're never going to get this printer done. That just means that you need to start eating and working at the same time.
I would say when I sit here and after stream, what in the heck? Okay, I have a notch there. Yeah, great. I put one of these on backwards. Which, you know, I'm going to make an impromptu rule right now. I made a mistake, so I'm going to reward myself for making a mistake. God, that is good. But yeah, no. John Doe, later on when I become a human extruder, that's where I think the scary bit's going to be.
That terminology is awful. Never say that ever again.
I think I just gave James a cringe.
Canceling the stream. Everything. We're done. Close the shop. No more.
Oh. Okay. All right, so we're working on getting the last few screws in. There's one. And I don't know where the other hex head went, but thankfully they gave an extra.
You think it's an extra until 20 more steps when you need it.
Well, good news. I found the extra. Let's see here. How you doing, Phil? Let me put this screw back in here in case we do end up needing it, even though it says it is a spare.
I heard you got a lot of wind down there, down under. How'd that go for you?
And chapter done. Another bite. Well, I found where all the hot sauce from that last batch went. It was all the way at the end. Woo. Okay. All right, so I'm going to need, for everybody that sits here and talks to me afterwards in Discord, I'm going to need you to tell me how much more red I was today on this stream than normal. Oh, okay, so it's saying that these profiles that have the holes in the side, that should be at the rear of the printer. So back there, we are going to take it and line the entire thing up. And that just kind of slips in there. And now I get to make another one. These steps are very short. Hey James, would you like to join me?
It's all the way over there.
I'll make you one.
Just put it on a paper towel for me.
Make sure you put it on a paper towel for me.
Okay. All right. Let me grab a paper towel for James. And we're going to make James a tortilla too.
Kill us.
All right, James, you get to roll this up however you want. So James is joining in on the fun now. Let's see here. Didn't print the corner sealer uppers. I'm gonna get this kind of spread out so we can get hot sauce in every bite. Hey James, can you meet me real quick? Hey, I can breathe again. Oh,
You have Mountain Dew. I'm gonna get some water. Cool.
let's see here. Howie, when your daughter texts back, you're thinking of doing the bottle of the month for her. Hey, this is some really good hot sauce. Okay, so here's where we need the M3x4 RTs. Must not rub face with hot sauce hands. I'm feeling it. Okay, so we got those two in. We need to go around to the rest of these and get these in. All right, getting the screws in. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna have to rotate this entire thing here in a second so I can actually see where I'm screwing stuff into. Okay. Ooh. I am definitely Starting to feel these peppers.
Starting.
Yeah, they're starting to really linger. Okay. All right, so this in the back panel is actually kind of a cutout to reach the screw holes to attach the top plate to the entire printer. There we go. So that's all attached now. Okay, and then it's saying we're gonna put 3 rivets into these remaining 3 holes, apparently, to attach the rest of this. Let's see here. Caleb, you just got a news article in your feed. 413,793 Kit Kat bars were stolen. Give me a break. James just face palmed so hard at that.
Yeah. Beef.
Caleb, we might do community mods later, but this is going to be my workhorse. This is going to be I need a printer that works, so that way I can keep the channel up and going. So if I need to sit here and print something, this is going to be kind of my stable printer. So, you know, the Vorons will mod till the cows come home, but this is I'm going to try to make this as stable of a printer as I can. With that, you know, sometimes mods increase that stability, and if that's the case, we'll do that. Havoc, I'm glad you liked the dad joke. Okay, so we just went. Prusa hates me. So we're going to take a bite for finishing the previous step. Our next step so we're going to take another bite.
I thought you were rich of that milk, and I was gonna have some words.
Nope. Okay. Now they're saying align the XY assemblies so the threaded holes match the screw openings in the rear profiles. Aha, that's what they're talking about. Yep. Yep, that's already lined up like that. So then we're going to take our Torx, and this is what's going to hold that XY gantry to the frame now. Oh.
That hot sauce.
Makes me want to have a beer.
What?
That hot sauce really makes me want to have a beer. I don't know why, but hot sauce and beer just go together. That's the hot sauce and beer. Oh, yeah, hot sauce and beer.
All right, I will take care of that in a second. All right. Let's see here. That seems odd. I thought Prusa gave out gummy bears for progress. I like the idea. Yeah, it definitely makes Papa welcome in. It definitely adds some interesting notes to a Prusa build. Okay. Well, first, hot sauce there. And I'm told. Ah. Ah. Caleb, no. The gummy bears is the stopping point.
That's what you think.
Yeah, the gummy bears is the stopping point for the hot sauce, but we just finished another chapter, so these one-page chapters are gonna kill me. Let's see here. Nothing wrong with spicing up, but Papa. So far, you have the dad joke of the day. Need an after-hours stream where you get a shot when you're supposed to get a gummy bear. Finish a step, take a shot. Am I drunk by the end of the stream? Okay, so
Spoiler alert. Yes.
Depends on what you're taking shots of. Okay, so
Got all these one-page chapters.
we have this little F1 filament sensor body. We need the filament sensor level. Okay, that. The filament sensor switch. Much different color than what's on the page. They've gone a lot more red on their orange. Let's see here. Yeah, Papa, I'm definitely being careful what I wipe my eyes with today. So I can say, I'm just happy we're not doing something else, because wiping somewhere else might be even more torturous. Let's see here. Depends on how many hours this stream goes, Howie. Caleb, that's impossible. The iguanas can't run for the hills. You're assuming there's hills in Florida. The only elevation there is in Florida are landfills. Okay, so we need some M3 by 10 screws. Those are M3 by 12. Eights. I have found the two sizes that bracket the M3s that I need. M3 by 10s, got them. We need the magnets, the 10 mil magnets, the 10 by 6 by 2, so there's 20 by 6 by 2 and 10 by 6 by 2 in there. The 7 millimeter ferromagnetic ball, which is in the small parts and fasteners. I'm going to leave that in there just because that is tiny.
That's what she said.
And the M3W washer. And there's our last M3W washer. Cool. Time to make another tortilla. Caleb, the highest elevation point in Florida is on the border of Florida, and it's only the highest elevation because it's literally the hill leading up to a mountain in Alabama. That's something like 328 feet above sea level. And that's the highest point in Florida.
At this rate, you're not going to have any hot sauce left.
Yeah, I mean, this started all the way up here. We are down to there. All right, I'm just wrapping up another tortilla here. And we are going to hit next. Hey, look, a multi-step. I like multi-steps. Okay. We need to grab our lever arm. We need to grab our Mountain Dew. Oh no. Though the only mountains you'll find in Florida are at Disney World. Space Mountain, Thunder Mountain. Well, Splash Mountain's gone now. Okay. We're going to take our magnet and just slide it in. Now, the funny thing is that if I leave that flush like it shows, it actually sticks out the bottom. But I'm going to assume, and yes, I know that's a terrible thing to do, that it's supposed to stick out the bottom. So then we're going to grab our little ferro magnetic ball. Uh-oh. Penguin is ignoring my heckle. Rotating. Conjo, that's just where they all go to get high. Well, It's funny down under. I was just about to respond to that, and I would say it's a cheap way to get high, but there's nothing cheap about Disney.
I was gonna say it'd be much cheaper to do it the traditional way.
Climbing a ladder?
Yeah.
Okay, so now
What else would I be saying?
that goes in there, like a so. And we take an M3 by 10 and the little washer. And I'm just trying to keep an eye on chat. I am learning this skill. It is a very difficult thing to learn.
Pretty sure it's just a skill issue.
Probably. But it's my skill issue. I am claiming it. And I am owning it. Okay. So they're telling us to just take this screw and screw it down, but do not over tighten this thing because you want this nut or this little lever to have movement. But we do at least want it flush. So we have movement. I'm going to give that a little bit. There we go. There we go. That's in like that. And now it's time for more hot sauce. And then I already did this step, so we're going to go to the next one and eat more hot sauce. So now we grab our little sensor switch and put the second magnet in there. And this time the magnet actually is contained entirely within. So it's telling us to take this little switch and insert it in.
That's also what she said.
Okay, and those magnets are going the right way because when I pull them, so you can see how the magnet's being attracted there. When I pull it away, the ferrous ball is actually attracting that magnet and letting it go down. So,
does anyone know how magnets work? Because I sure don't.
okay. Well, let me see here. It says, make sure the magnets repel. Okay, so apparently I have them the opposite way of where they should be. So we're going to take and rotate that. Because apparently when it's in, they should be repelling each other. And when it's away, they should be it should be down. So away, it's down. In, it's pushing it up. So we now have that proper. And they're giving us the advice of, hey, if you need to remove the magnet, just use the Torx key. And that can remove that. So we're good there. And time for another bite of hot sauce. Networking's easy. David, how you doing? I'm torturing myself with hot sauce today, but it is delicious hot sauce from Peck's Peppers. Oh, David, you're gonna have fun there. I can meet you in about 2 hours.
I almost went over there today.
Yeah, I almost bought an AC from over there. Okay. We have David, we have taken the Prusa, as Caleb put it, we've taken the Prusa rewards of Gummy Bear and we've spiced it up by every time I finish a chapter, I eat some hot sauce, but not just any hot sauce. The Peck's Peppers to the Moon hot sauce. And for those of you that have joined us since I announced it, Peck's Peppers is doing something for the community, because I'm doing this for them, where if you go to their site and order while we are streaming, you can get 10% off your order, including bundles, with code Penguin. Armor, he actually had, like, James has tried one of the other ones, his Chipotle garlic, and would you say that's hot, James?
No, I wouldn't say it's hot. It's definitely a mild sauce. It is very, very delicious. Called Taco Fuego.
So, you know, if you guys like tacos, I guess it's no different than that. But, you know, Armor, knowing you from New England, garlic is a food group, so. Okay, so I need to find. Let's see. I should find somewhere around here to grab dinner. There are quite a few places around Orlando that have good dinner. Depending on where you are and what kind of food you like, if you like Vietnamese food, there's a section over in Orlando called Mills 50 where, like, entire portions of that, all they speak is Vietnamese, and it's just nothing but Vietnamese restaurants there. Right outside the Disney bubble, of course, you know, you have your standard restaurants that you'll find almost everywhere. Let's see. James, can you think of any places? I know when we were over there, most of the time we ate at Disney. If you've never been, Ford's Garage is pretty good. Oh, James, what was that deep dish place?
Yeah. Giordano's.
Yep, that one was pretty good. I think the other guys went to Domo. Don't know if I've been there. Bring on the spice. But yeah, I mean, it all depends on what you're in the mood for, Armor, because the great thing about Orlando is it's such a melting pot. If there's a food you want, you can probably find it there. Let's see here. I need some electronics. That's metal parts, electronics and fasteners. This has the stuff that I need. We have, is that our cable? Filament sensor cable. Then I need the IR filament sensor, which is found in the electronic and chamber package, which I think is in this electronics box. Well, that looks like the filament sensor to me. Let's see. Bring on the spice. The spice must flow. All right, David. While he's doing that, we need the solid cover, which is in the printed parts box. And I'm pretty sure that's the last part. Nope. Our solid cover. And then we need an M2x8. That's the screw we found tonight. An M3x10. Got those. And an M3 SN square nut. M3SN. Okay. And then I have to make another tortilla.
I don't know if I've ever had hot popcorn. Obviously, hot, I mean spicy. I don't know if that's something I have had before.
Ghost pepper popcorn. That does sound good. All right. Next bite of hot sauce.
Really got you with that one.
Yep. I
Focus
breathed
through your pain.
I
Bring us
breathed
through
in
it.
through my mouth as I took a bite, and it went up into my nose. Oh, I feel that. Oh. Oh. All right, James, can you mute me real quick? I don't think they want to hear this. So, don't breathe in while you eat that stuff like that.
Guys, I think this might be his first time having hot sauce.
Oh, no. Not the first time having hot sauce. Okay, so we need to grab our filament sensor cable. We need to grab the filament sensor. I'm saying to plug this in. And I have a feeling
That tonight's gonna be a good night.
well, let's see here. It says plug the IR or plug the cable into the IR sensor. Okay, we've done that. Ensure the connector is oriented correctly before plugging it in. The Core One, the brown cable must connect to the 5-volt pin, and the white cable connects to ground. But we have a Core One Plus, and the comment says For future PCB designs, the IR sensor would not be possible to put the plus 5 volts, or would it not be possible to put the plus 5 volts on the center pin? Okay, that was just someone asking. And they are showing, so the brown, so 5 volt is our top, the white is on ground, which is bottom.
It should also be labeled on the PCB, which
And
one is
out.
the 5 volt.
It's actually labeled on the back of the PCB. So yes, brown is to 5 volt, white is to ground, and green is to out. And hot sauce is to stomach. And pieces to missing.
You sure you're not just blind?
I think I might be blind, but yes, I'm just blind.
You know the part that's directly in front of you?
Yeah, that piece.
Oh, okay, just making sure.
Yeah, that's the piece that I couldn't find. The one that was literally in front of me. Okay. This is saying to first insert the cable into the groove. The black connector should be approximately in the center of the base. I'm kind of puzzled. Okay, so we insert the cable. Like it's so. The black connector should be approximately in the middle of the sensor base. This is confusing the heck out of me.
Not the first time, won't be the last.
Yeah. Aha, I got it now. Now I got it. Okay, so what it's going to have us do is it has us insert the cable and then we wrap back over itself into it. Got it now. So, James, can we get the overhead? Yep, Raj, I just realized that. So yeah, it has you first insert the sensor this way, and then you're gonna fold it back on itself so it fits in like this. And then you want to make sure that that little sensor, this little arm, is in that sensor. Okay. And then we get to take our M2x8. Well, we get to take a M2x8. Oh, James, I need you to do me a favor.
Well, that sucks.
Look me up the name of that sushi place that we go to in Orlando. That they also have. Yeah, that one. Yes, I'm being mysterious. Give me a second here and I'll let you guys know why. Okay, make sure neither the connector nor the cables touch the lever, as that can prevent the sensor from functioning properly. They are not. And then using a 1.5 millimeter Allen key, we're going to screw this in. Okay. If anybody sees David in here, let me know. But I cannot see chat anymore. Okay. I'm just working on getting this thing screwed in here. Let's see. Just screwing, find the correct hole. It feels like I did now. Yes.
And that's what he said.
Okay, we're just getting this in the rest of the way. There we go. That's nice and flush now. Let's see here. Lee and Rick's oyster bar was pretty good 30 years ago if you like shrimp and oyster and wings. Okay, now I need to grab those square nuts. And I need 2 of these. These are going to fit into the 2 square nut holes in the back here. And then the fun thing is you really got to get them down in there. So we're going to grab our 1.5 millimeter. Did I miss hot sauce? Yes, I did. Hot sauce. We're on a new chapter. We just finished chapter.
Dare you, cheater?
I love the taste of that. There's 1 in. There's 2 in. Okay. And now we add the cover.
Seat cover? Why not next cover?
Because I like the cover. You know, it's kind of like get to the chopper.
I am hilarious.
Okay, so then we get to sit here and screw in 2 more screws into their holes. But it is making it very clear, do not tighten the middle one, because we've already tightened that one down. But it says we're just using this to hold this cover in place. I'm going to kind of go till I feel that resistance, and it is almost flush.
Oh, did he win though, Down Under Maker? Because if he won, then that's all that matters.
Let's see here. It was an eventful drive home. A dude in a supercharged Monaro Corvette bended into a fence trying to Oh! I'll take people who don't know how to drive the cars they own for 500, Alex. Okay, that's on there nice and tight now. And we get more hot sauce. Okay. Our next step is to get the assembly we just made. Three zip ties. No one was hurt apart from his ego. Well, that is a good thing to hear, down under. Okay, and we need some cullets, which are in this little bag here, in the small parts and fasteners. Or not some cullets, we need a collet. And now we need more hot sauce.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. What do you call it?
A collet.
What do you call it? I'm just asking a simple question.
Oh. The 20-year-old V8, which is known for snaking even in the dry, trying to take on an all-wheel drive EV. Well, in the short term, yeah, you're never going to beat an EV. The torque and acceleration EV has, they'll sit here and come off that line in no time at all, but...
Hey, come on. If you get to make the dad joke, so do I.
Okay, so apparently right over here, we are going to install one, and only one, zip tie. Okay. The zip tie's in there. Okay. James's dad joke gets to go in here.
Who's on first?
Okay. What's on second? I don't know. It's on third. Okay, then we're going to take our PTFE tube, and that's going to go into the cullet.
Yeah.
And the big thing they stress is to make sure it is inserted all the way. Well, that is not going any further, so I'm going to call that all the way. Tom, that is terrible. Oh,
I can't be on second. What's on second?
he's not doing Abbott and Costello.
I can't be on first because who's on first? And on second, what's on second?
Yeah. James, I think you need some more hot sauce.
I get it. I'm just ignoring it.
What do you think? Does James need more hot sauce? Oh, James is making fun of me here for the hot sauce, and here he is going. Ooh.
I'm actually just really full, and that's not even. That was the big lunch.
It was just a sandwich.
And fries. And a milkshake.
So those sweet pepper fries are pretty good. Or not the sweet pepper, the sweet potato fries. I'm so upset that they didn't put the cinnamon sugar on it this time. Okay, more hot sauce.
Would you like some cheese to go with it? I have cheese.
No, we're about halfway through. I've done it this way so far. Oh, breathed in before I was done swallowing. Okay. Oh, down under your side, you don't have a rear facing dash cam. Well, you can always buy one and put it in there. Okay, move the sensor simply up to roughly the middle of the printer's frame to align the cable properly. So that's about here. Once in position, we're going to take our cable and feed another cable to this grommet. This grommet sure is a very popular grommet. It's the town bicycle.
Gotta get clean in here to see if I really want to start riding it.
Okay. Let's see here. Yep, guide it through. And then this is going to come into our, again, another very packed grommet back here.
He's back eating that cheese.
Where else would he be? That's where Wallace wants to be, is eating cheese.
Okay. And we're at the end of another chapter, so more hot sauce. Okay. This cable comes in and it plugs in to one of the few connectors we have left.
I grew up with Curse of the Were Rabbit.
Okay. Next thing was we get to sit here. Gonna move our hot sauce out of the way. we get to sit here and wrap up all these cables here. Okay. This is going to be fun. Okay. Zip tie one done. And now we're going to get these cables like this and get zip tie 2. The big thing from what I've seen is it just wants to make sure that there's 2 holes down here that we want to make sure stay clear. And let me check something here because I'm going to go back to the buddy cam because I want to make sure I don't have to feed any cables back through that. Yep, I do need to shorten the buddy cam camera cable. That's going to go into that. What? Let's see. Bearded Printer, how you doing? Sometimes I wish this was a 5-minute build, but I'm also having a lot of fun with it. So at the same time, I don't care that it's not a 5-minute build. Okay. I'm just feeding our loops through here. Actually, better yet, we have some extra zip ties. We're going to go ahead and cut that. And get this plugged in. Give me a second here while I... Okay. We've got that there. Where are my zip ties? My zip ties are here. Yeah, Bearded, the buddy camera. They might be able to shorten that cable a bit. All right, we're just going to cut that other cable so we can make this look somewhat presentable. Maybe not totally presentable, but somewhat presentable.
If this is how you do the back of your computer cases, I will never have you build a computer for me.
This isn't how I do the back of my computer cases.
Why? Is that worse? Is that worse?
No. I make cables that are the correct length.
I don't believe you.
All right. Custom lava lamps. Nice. So the Hot Sauce guys make custom lava lamps.
I need purple. All the purple. don't know if I've ever seen a purple lava lamp. Come to think of it.
Okay. And time for more hot sauce. You'd pay to watch me crimp an ATX connector? Oh. 24 crimps later. But down under maker, no, that's not the worst part. The worst part is getting the paracord over the individual sleeves. Okay. So we need to go into our printed parts box. And we are grabbing the NFC cover. M3x10s. Okay, I need to find
Well, I'm not exactly sure how much longer we go. We typically try to keep it around somewhere between 3 or 4 hours. So keep that in mind.
yeah, but I can say usually when I end the stream, I just end it. So Parky Cat, if you're thinking about getting PEX peppers, I would go get it now. And for those of you that are just joining us, we are doing a kind of hot sauce challenge here. Because I was talking to some community members, and recently there was another hot sauce challenge where the brand of hot sauce was not given credit. And so I wanted to give credit to a fellow community member because he makes some amazing hot sauce. But so I'm doing my own. Right as I was about to purchase it, our fellow community member Howie DeWitt told me it was on its way to me, and I reached out to PEX Peppers to tell them, hey, I was doing this stream. I didn't want any money. I didn't want anything, but they provided us a code anyway. That while this stream is going, if you go to PEX Peppers and place an order, including bundles, you get 10% off your order with code Penguin. So go out and support the guy. He is a community member. It's even to the point where he's using 3D printing in his packaging. So all right, so we have our NFC connector, our double-sided tape, and our antenna right here. All right, what?
I'm sorry, what'd you call that?
Double-sided tape, antenna.
Yeah, that one.
An antenna.
Try again.
Tom, apparently he doesn't like the way I'm saying antenna.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what that word is.
Okay, so we get more hot sauce because we're on the next part. And what they're going to tell us to do. Apparently not, Tom. they're telling us to take this yellow bit and peel it off of here. And I want to make sure I'm putting it on the correct side.
Well, thanks for translating for me, John. That makes a lot more sense now when you say it correctly.
Okay. Let's see here. Matt Owl, how you doing? Welcome on in. You know, it would be really nice. It would be really nice if there was some way to tell where to line this thing up. But on both of these pictures, they show one of the holes, but not the other. But I'm going to assume that we want both those holes open and free. Let me read and see if it says anything. Yep, it does not say anything about the spacing, so I'm just going to make sure that both of those holes are free. And kind of push it down here, make sure it's nice and adhered. And then we get to peel off the rest of the backing, and there we go. In the garbage it goes, and I gotta make some more. Another hot sauce tortilla, while making sure I do not get the paper towel in the adhesive. But yeah, Tom, I'm just waiting for him to sit here and be surprised when we go into a restaurant and order a Coke and they bring you out some clear liquid.
To be fair, I'd never order a Coke anyway.
Just letting this spread out so it doesn't squish out. All right, time for another bite. You know, as I keep eating, it gets better and better.
Water only.
Okay, so we're going to take our NFC reader card and thing. It's going to go here. It's saying to line it up approximately as shown. I think an improvement that could probably be done on this, especially if these boards stay the same size, is maybe printing some keys on these pieces. To help line them up.
At least we don't have to say aluminium. Why'd you just say tomato twice? Tomato, tomato? That makes no sense.
It's almost like you don't want to say potato.
How dare you? Those are my potatoes.
Potato. Okay, so we've got our NFC attached. And then it wants us to take our NFC cable and get it in here, and these things can be a little bit of a pain in the butt because they want to be pushed in just right.
I don't even
And
know
they
what
are-
that is, Tom.
Very easy to break.
Henry, can you enlighten me on what Tom's talking about?
Tom, I think he might be too young for that. He a youngin'.
Like I said, motor only.
Okay. So antenna installed correctly and seated properly. And we get more hot sauce. Now I get to find the other end. Okay, that is located. Okay, I'm just working on getting this lined up with the NFC connector on the board. And the pain in the butt process that I got to do in the nice open board, now I get to do in the one that sits here and it has components all around it. So I'm going to let James talk to you guys real quick while I go, because I know I'm going to go a bit silent here because I'm concentrating.
Yeah, those little antenna connectors are always a pain in the butt.
I know whenever I upgrade the Wi-Fi in my framework laptop, I have to do two of them, of course. That's the Wi-Fi work. Never easy, never a good time.
Now, there has to be a name to that connector,
But I don't care to know it with how terrible it is. It just needs to not.
now balls is a good drink.
Every time you go to Micro Center, you gotta get balls. You know,
Got it!
I really thought we'd be done by now. Someone just decides to take a very long time building their printers.
Of course, Tom, who doesn't?
If you're gonna tell me you don't,
Oh, man.
you're missing out.
Okay. John Joe. I love that drink. I've also had its sister drink that I cannot say the name of on this stream. Let's see here. Caleb. Oh, Orbits.
You had an echo.
All right, well, we
No,
just
I
had some
know,
more
it's-
hot sauce. And now it's
I need
time to
give
go
him
to
a
the next
different
one.
mic, that's the
Okay, so
issue.
now we're making sure that all of our cables are connected properly. Considering the fact that we've done that step by step, we're still going to make sure that all of this is listing the connectors, but it's not giving me what cables they are. So we're going to go to this. Let's see. The last picture here and zoom in here. We have our X and Y. X first, then Y. Yep. Then we skip. We have our Z. Then we have our buddy board connector. We have our string connector on the side. The big old cable below that. And down here at the very bottom, one more cable, then our power connectors.
So, Caleb, in case you're curious, the reason I sometimes might have what sounds like an echo is because I'm close enough to Penguin to be picked up on his mic, and he has a wireless mic while mine is wired. And while I've added latency to my microphone to try and get it so it's the same latency between the wired and wireless, wireless, as many people know, is finicky and isn't always the exact same latency. While I tried my best, it will not be perfect. That being said, I will be getting him a new mic that is not wireless, so even if I am being picked up by his mic as well as mine, it won't be an issue. But that's not right now, unfortunately. That will be in the new studio.
So now we need some 2 M3x10s. And those are going to go into our NFC cover.
How many times do I have to tell you, Tom? The paneling is coming with us. Maybe I can try to get someone else to explain it to you. Uh-oh, did you break something over there?
No. But this is an M3x10. It's supposed to go, I guess, all the way through. Unless I got this mixed up, let me just make sure that these are both the same size. Those are both the same size. So let me feed this in from the other side just to make sure. Ah, son of a... And the Wi-Fi connector came off. No, that just means you get to talk to them some more while I put it back on.
It could be, Tom.
Let's see here.
Ain't nothing stopping us. Just switch not to YouTube, because TOS. We can make that happen.
Okay. So apparently, the M3x10 that's on this side barely sticks out. That does not seem right.
Neither do you. Any more questions?
Yeah. Why did you take Chuck Norris?
You know, I don't want to talk about that. That makes me so sad. I miss him already.
How dare you bring that up? Now I'm sad.
I'm just making sure that there's no...
I don't think you should be using something with a lithium-ion battery as a hammer.
Probably
Just
not.
saying.
Probably not. Yeah, that is not sticking out like they show it should.
Give it a little ugga-dugga. Come in.
It also looks like this NFC connector that they gave me might be slightly different than this. Okay, so yeah, I got, and in the comments, M10 not long enough. You also have to so you had no problems with the M10 screws. You have to make sure plastic piece is sitting flush and not obstructed by cables. You also have to wiggle the screw around a bit, either all the way into the hole as it stops just before the end of the hole. And you put some pressure on it, it will suddenly move further into the hole, then it grips the screws without any issues. Let's see here. Although my right screw, which is the one I'm having trouble with, didn't protrude from the cover like in the other comments, I was still able to tighten it properly as the threads protrude from the back panel.
I say just try to screw it in.
Yep. But the first thing we're going to do, before we do that, is James, you're going to take over talking again, and I'm going to get this connector back on.
It'll be fine.
Back into.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about my first computer with comments such as that. I mean, I know I'm young, but this, that would really date me. I think you got it. Oh, did you take it off of both sides?
Hmm?
Did you take the cable off of both sides?
No, just the one. It popped off. There we go. That is now back in. Okay. We're going to try getting the one side in first. All right. For the left side, no problem. Right side.
Let me guess, no problem.
Wow, that does not have much. That has like one or two threads that are catching that thing.
That's funny.
Just enough to hold the TV on the wall.
Okay. And hot sauce. Well, that's okay. We just skipped ahead here. It's just saying to route this cable down this way. Do not route it over the Ethernet or over the positive heat bed line. So we've got that. And hot sauce. Caleb, do not bring back the nightmares of dial-up. That is a no-no.
We've done just a little ways past it. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Heck, I remember when they went from ISA to EISA. We had the extra port or extra lanes on there. That was amazing. Okay. If you plan to use the buddy camera, you have USB cable already installed. Okay, yeah, we already have it installed. Is that telling me to install the...
If you continue to read the manual,
For detailed how to mount and connect it, the buddy camera, return to this guide.
so do that. Maybe. It says to.
Or here.
You're so good at reading manuals. So proud of you.
Yeah, I know. This is saying to grab our USB cable and that should actually be up through this way. So we're going to plug in the USB cable. And that just kind of magnetically sits there. Up in the corner over here. And it says, leave the antenna hanging freely. Route the cable. Plug it in. Making sure to keep that empty. Okay.
Plug it in, plug it in.
Make another hot sauce tortilla. Let's see here. No, the dial-up day. The dial-up days where before call waiting, if that phone call came in and it kicked you offline, or God forbid, someone in the house picked up the phone, and of course, you know, it would never be at a convenient time to pick up that phone while you're on dial-up. No, no, no. It was always when you're at like 99% done of like a 3-hour download that phone would get picked up. And you had to start the entire thing all over again.
Max, I got a question for you. Is it possible to make purple lava lamps? Because now I really want one.
Okay. We did that one. Okay, now we get to go onto some more metal pieces. So we have this piece. James, mute. Okay. And actually mute one more time. Huh. Let's see here. You're not decoding that. Yeah. Oh, they sat here and had so many. I miss the days of cheat codes in video games where you had like the secret combinations of buttons. Yeah, Caleb, I'm agreeing with you up there. You know, you either had to find it out on your own or go and get a magazine or something to learn the code or learn it from your friend. And the fact that, like, you know, the big head cheat code was the first time it was there, it was because the developers sat here and made a mistake and thought, oh, this might be something fun. Okay, so I need to find. There's our metal parts. Door handle. Is this the part we need? Yes. That is the part we need. We have our two parts. And now we need M3x4 RT screws. And nope, that still has stuff in it. That still has stuff in it, so we gotta hold on to those. M3x4 RTs. And now we need hot sauce. Yes. Electronic Gaming Monthly, Nintendo Monthly, Computer Magazine. Caleb, I'll take your Game Shark and I'll raise you Game Genie. Okay. This is now telling us, hey, make sure you arrange your cables nice and neat so you don't pinch anything. And then it's saying, take our little vintage slot one, and that is going to feed onto our electronics box. The angle piece actually goes down, and it's actually kind of cool. Hey James, can you minimize the other window so I can see what I can actually see? Yeah. So down here you can see there's this bare metal piece of bare piece of metal down here, and on the back here, let me rotate. See if you guys can see. There's actually a bare metal piece here, so that way even this can stay grounded. So they just did not anodize that little piece, and that's actually quite intelligent. Okay, so that I just need to find out. I'm just gonna turn this because I gotta find out what is hitting where. Okay. And then we need to get our M3 by 4 RTs. And our Torx driver. And I'm going to get one cable in, or at least one screw in there. All right, let me rotate. So we have 6 screws in total back here. And now that I have that one in, it makes it so I can actually show you guys what I'm doing, because I don't need 15 hands.
Just 12 hands.
Okay. And 1 brain cell. Let's see here.
Where'd you find that? I thought you didn't have any. In fact, I know you don't
We
have
have
any.
Backup team server we need to use once a year for work. For DR testing and confirm testing, you need to log in and write something. Nintendo Mario cheat code every single time. Oh, well, if you gotta use Teams, at least have fun doing it.
I hate Teams so much. Teams is the absolute worst.
The funny thing is, it was based on Skype, which was actually good. And then Microsoft bought it. And then they Microsoft it. Or what is it? Microslopped it. Okay, more hot sauce time. Okay, now we need to take this little tray. That's going to slide in there. And making sure that our USB, that our buddy cable goes through the little hole that's there. Saying the 4 tabs. Should engage up, which they do.
I don't know if it's going to be able to handle something that's a bit hotter.
And then I need to get, once we get that done,
but I'm curious to watch him try.
What?
We chat once in a while and find out.
Let's see here. You're basically immune to it now. Uh-oh. Well, you guys heard it. At another point, we already have... You know, I'm always looking for what my next food stream is going to be. I was thinking about doing mushy peas next, but I think James almost just threw up just hearing the term mushy peas. But
I don't like peas in general.
If Hex sits here and has some hotter peppers that he wants me to try, I will be happy to do another food challenge with hotter peppers.
Yeah, Pex, if you can make a purple lava lamp, you let me know.
Tom, to see me cry, all I have to do is look at my bank account. Especially after this week of getting all the stuff for the studio. Kegel, how you doing? Yeah, down under it, mushy peas is not something we really do here in the States, so it's something new and interesting. So, you know, if James would get on camera, he hates beans, and I would sit here and do beans on toast with him. But we're at the end of the chapter. Another bite. Yeah. I'm getting pretty used to this. Okay. We get to grab a big metal piece now. So those are going to get to go over there. I'm going to take the door handle, nice and bright, put it there. And the big metal piece that's going to hold the filament onto the side. Thank you, Mad Dog. Okay, so we need those. We need some M3 by 8 RTs. Got those. And then we need the Puck Universal, which I believe is in the printed parts bag. So just pulled a Linus Tech Tips and dropped it. It's shiny. And then once again, they're saying any cardboard box. Well, thankfully, I think I already know what they're going to have us do with that cardboard box, and it's already where it belongs.
And that's what you get for assuming.
Yep. So, we're going to take, first, more hot sauce. We're going to take our box, and then we take this box. And we're going to line it up. Okay, so we got those lined up, and then we need our M3 by 8 RTs.
The circle goes in The square hole.
Okay. Let me see here. It is showing those a little bit of the holes there. That looks proper. I just need this thing to line up and get started. Just line up and get started, please. Let's see here. Going through here. Looking good. Caleb, thank you. You know, having fun with this. And then
So you're telling me you didn't have fun with the Voron?
no, just different kind of fun.
Is that type 1 fun or type 2 fun? Or type 3? Probably not type 3.
Okay. Well, thankfully this is magnetic. And I'm going to try something different here.
Also, just want to make sure you're at the bottom part of that manual there. Bang.
Which part?
The part where it says it cuts its own holes. AC band.
Yep, I'm just having to get them started first. Just like a PC, but unlike a PC fan, these do not have a self-tapping tip on them. A. First one done. Just working on getting the next one done. Okay, there we go. So Pex Peppers, yes, this printer is an enclosed printer. When it's all said and done, that is, I think, the next set of steps after we get done with this chapter. All right. I just want this to line up. Okay. Red Rage, Wild Berry Whoop, and Cosmic Peach. Those actually sound good. What do you think, James? What would you like out of there? Red Rage, the Wild Berry, or the Cosmic Peach?
Definitely the peach.
Well, we know what we're going to be ordering this summer.
You know what I think would be really good? A blackberry hot sauce.
You like blackberry everything, though.
I do. But it's because it's the best fruit. I think they would go really well together.
Is it technically a fruit? I thought it was a berry.
Same thing.
Oh. Let's see here. Finishing off the auto loan. It always feels nice when you get that paid off, though. Okay. I just... need you to thread in, please. Oh. This is not the most fun part of this build. Okay. James, if you can do me a favor and talk to people while I concentrate on giving some pressure on this, because...
But that's not my job. It's your job.
It's both of our jobs.
No. It's your job.
I think I am... Yes. Now we're making some progress on this screw. Then we get to do one more. I kind of wish with these going into the plastic and it sometimes being slightly off that they were to give us self-tappers.
I think we just need one of the mechanical screwdrivers to be fine. Are you not entertained?
Oh, you want to go get me one of those LTT screwdrivers? I know you have one of those. Let's see here. Down under, I may eventually print the dry box. I think I know the one that you're talking about.
I saved it for him, so we'll take a look after.
All right, we got that going. There we go. Look, we got a mount on there now. That just took a lot longer than it should have, because it didn't. Some of those screws did not want to bite. Okay, I'm going to put this up here because it is now time for more hot sauce.
Guys, this might be the final tortilla.
No, we got a few more. No, I think you're right on that, though. Tortilla, maybe.
Really close.
So we have gone through over half this bottle just on this stream.
This man is nothing if not crazy. All those times when he says he's going crazy, and I respond with, "You can't go somewhere that you already are." That's the truth.
Ah, no. Tom, yeah. Later, I'm probably going to regret it. For right now, it's actually fun. And that hot sauce is delicious. Okay. Now we need to go to the printed parts box. And need to find the side handle. Now, apparently they sent me 2 side handles. These are both listed as F1. I apparently got an extra side panel. Cool. Spare.
You know, there's both the left and the right side, right? 2 sides do
Maybe.
exist.
Let's see here. We need those M3x8Rs again. We need our cullets again. Oh, where did that little bag go?
You know, maybe one of these times when I ask, he'll tell me. What do you call it?
PTFE tube.
Finally.
Okay, and then apparently there's a short PTFE tube right in this little box here. I'm gonna put the rest of that back in there. And then nylon rivets, which we have right here. And then hot sauce. Okay. We're gonna take our handle.
And it's a good thing you're not working tomorrow. 'Cause imagine eating all this hot sauce and then going to work. That'd be a right pain in the...
The only good thing about it is I would be getting paid to do it. Okay, push it in all the way. Good. More hot sauce. Okay. So apparently on this side of the machine where my hand is where this side right here is where we're going to be doing our next part. telling me to place that in. And I guess pull it out. M3x8 RT.
Caleb, the name of that second challenge that you typed out is very suspicious. Not sure how I feel about that.
Okay. From this side, yes, it should be going that way. Okay, this is telling me to get that in like so. Okay, and then this little sensor assembly is going to attach to the screw, I guess, that we just put in there. This is okay. I'm gonna have to turn. I was trying to make this so you guys could see it a bit better, but I'm gonna have to turn it just so I get the proper angles.
He's making an awful lot of noise over there. Not a single one of those noises is coming from his face hole. Guys, don't forget, if you haven't ordered anything from Pex Peppers yet, go ahead and use that code to get 10% off. They are doing a massive service for the community tonight, probably providing that code for everyone. Definitely want to show our love for that and, you know, get some amazing hot sauces out of it. These things are amazing. Is that Taco Fuego? Gonna get some tacos for that ASAP. That's phenomenal.
So I think I got the first one in. Oh, and we're gonna get some more hot sauce. Okay.
Almost there with this piece. Almost there.
All right. So the next step is to get this up on there like so. Where it's fed up in there. And now we get to put rivets around on everything. Let me just get one of these rivets in. And then I can turn it so you guys can kind of see. So 1, 2. 3. 4. 1. 2. 3.
Crunch.
4. Let's see here. Peanuts covered in capsaicin. That sounds pretty good. Capsaicin times 14 million Scoville is one of them. You know, but see, at the same time, like this Pex Pepper's hot sauce is good, not just because it's hot, but it has a good flavor to go with it. Sometimes those things where it's like, I'm being hot just to be hot, those aren't as enjoyable as I'm hot, but I also taste amazing. Okay. Okay, on to the last 3 of the rivets. This scene here. And then we're going to take and insert, apparently, this tiny PTFE tube into here, so that way it feeds into that filament sensor. And it does say that part of that is going to keep extruding. Well, James, you're wrong. I have at least one more tortilla.
Skill issue on your part. I will say, though, this is absolutely the last tortilla. This one I have no questions about. That pepper's really getting to you.
Okay. Let me get a drink here. Apparently, I did not get a free second side handle. Kenneth, how you doing? Welcome on in. You're catching us just near the end. For those of you that are still here, we are doing a spice challenge with Pax Peppers, and as long as this stream is going, they are having a deal where if you go to their site and order and make an order, including their bundles, use code Penguin to get 10% off. But that is only going to last until this stream ends. And we are on...
We're almost done.
Step 41 of pretty much 42, because at Haribo, that is where the hot sauce part stops.
We are almost done with the stream for tonight, so
So we
get
have
those
this
final orders in.
Side panel, I need to grab. Another big metal piece.
Making more messes.
Yep. We need nylon rivets.
Thanks for the warning.
M3x5 RTs this time. That's a new one. That is a new one. We have never taken that out of the bag yet. Okay. So we have we need to grab 2 of our M3x5 RTs. Thankfully, it still uses the same Torx head.
Honestly, you are pretty darn close. Pretty much all that's left after this is the doors and the LCD screen. And GB printing. So maybe next stream we get our first print in. I don't know if we're going to have time to completely calibrate it next stream, but I think we'll be able to get our first print in then.
Okay, we're getting our handle in there, and again, I haven't said this in a while. Metal screw into metal with plastic in between. Do not torque it down a lot. And now we are going to rotate. And grab our rivets. Okay. We're going to get our 4 rivets down the side here.
I think it's more than his thumbs that are tired from pushing the rivets. I think he's falling asleep on us.
No,
You're being awful quiet like you did.
I'm just concentrating.
Well, concentrate on your job, which is talking, presenting.
All right, so what I'm doing, yeah,
We'll
is
make him a professional one of these days.
I'm trying. There we go. So these don't always quite line up, and so I'm using our driver here to try and get them to line up. But they're being a pain in the butt. Oh, I pulled the rivet all the way out. Okay, so there we go. That one went all the way in. Yeah, it's just getting these things, these last rivets lined up, because if there's any kind of bend in the metal or anything like that, they don't quite get there. There we are. And unfortunately, it's not one of those things where, you know, you can brute force it in, because if they don't line up, so when you put the rivet in, it's not going to open up in the right place, and it won't hold that panel in. So, last time these bottom ones weren't quite lined up, and I had to use a screwdriver to kind of lift up that bottom panel to at least get the outside two in, and that made it so that the center one was lined up. But on this one, I just needed to do one, and now, yeah, that lined up the rest. So I believe with that we get to the gummy bears, which means I'm going to down the rest of this first. Then I'm going to ask James to mute me real quick.
5-hole gummy bear. You know, honestly, I think they should give you more gummy bears for that. Yep.
And after all that, I get my reward of gummy bears. So I was kind of getting rewarded, because that is really good hot sauce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
As these chewing on these guys, just a reminder for those who haven't picked up any of the hot sauce yet, these are the final moments to get that 10% off, as once this stream is done, which will be very soon, that code is no longer going to work. Get those orders in now for this awesome, awesome hot sauce.
Again, just massive shout out to Fats Peppers themselves
For even providing that code in the first place, so appreciate it there quite a lot.
Yep. And you know, all this because we wanted to make sure that a great member of the community who also happens to be a small business owner got recognition for the amazing hot sauce he makes. Now
Also,
I'll say,
Tom, I'm not denying it, Tom. Just saying.
So, where my finger is, that's the level of hot sauce left. We went through all of that in this stream. I am pretty much just at the bottom of that white sticker. That's a lot of hot sauce. My body is gonna hate me tomorrow. But it looks like next week our contents are going to be doing things like the trim, getting the door on, and putting on that LCD. But let me turn this around for you guys. These feet are really good at gripping. That's looking like a printer.
Just a little bit.
That's looking a little bit like a printer. Tom, once this is built, if all goes as planned, and that's why I'm going to say if it goes as planned, because we know me and plans don't always go the way I intend them to. But if goes as all as planned, after this is built, and we've gone through the entire manual, the following stream after that should be in the new studio. Mad Dog, we're going to stop here because this gives me a bit of more time to get that new studio ready. So, I want to make sure that it's good for you guys as well as me. Because
just building it for myself.
One of the big things is I've got to get this desk into that new studio, and that's going to be a nightmare. But with that, probably in an hour or two, I'll be hopping into Discord if anybody wants to talk.
Chug the bottle. Chug the bottle.
My stomach's already going to hate me, and my extruder is going to hate me even more. I would sit here and die if I chugged the rest of that. But give me about an hour or so, and I will be in Discord, whether that's in one of the community Discords or my own Discord. Give you guys another 30 seconds. Give me a timer, James. 30 seconds to use that code. 10% off your order as long as this stream is live, because in 30 seconds we're going to be signing off. So you just use code Penguin, and you'll get 10% off your order, including bundles. So, why is it sticky? I also went through almost 10 tortillas. But we're almost there. James is sitting here. I don't know how much about brown, but what was the old saying, UPS, what can brown do for you? At this point, it can be smooth. Well, James, have we hit that 30-second mark? All right. Well, in that case, I've been Penguin Makers. Behind the camera, that has been James Cube. We'll see you all next week, and until then, go make something awesome.